Real food, real healing, no overwhelm. You don't need fancy supplements or restrictive diet plans to feel better. Just seasonal food, simple recipes, and a little rhythm. I picked up fresh local produce at the farmer's market and turned it into 5 easy gut-loving recipes. In this video, I'll show you how to transform what's in season into real nourishment, the kind that supports digestion and lowers inflammation. From roasted chickpeas to apricot chia jam and zucchini apple juice, you'll see it all come together. Excited about our farmer's market haul. Let me show you what we got this week. Summertime produce. We have some zucchini here, both green and yellow, very hydrating, and I'm going to make a juice out of it. We also have sourdough bread. I typically am a gluten-free girly, but if it's a quality sourdough bread, sourdough is good because it's fermented and it's good for gut health, and it's easier to digest as well. And this is just made with filtered water, organic whole wheat flour, organic wheat flour, organic whole dark rye flour, and salt. That is it. Well, this is mostly for hubby, but if I want a piece of toast for my soup or a sandwich, this hits the spot. These fruits just came into season. I'm very excited about apricots. I'm just going to add to my breakfast. Very hydrating, good source of vitamin C, and very delicious. And then we have a bunch of cilantro here, very cleansing, good for liver detoxification. Top it for our salads, on our bowls. And then we have this beautiful Swiss chard, rich in vitamin A, C, K for bone health, eye health, immune system support. We're gonna chop it up finely and saute it. And then garlic. You can never, well, I personally can never get enough of garlic. I've worked my way up to be able to enjoy garlic. It's an excellent prebiotic, and it also is a sulfur-rich vegetable, which is gonna help detoxify the liver. So the golden beets, we're gonna roast these, and then the beet greens are also edible. I like to cook them because they're high in oxalic acid, which can interrupt thyroid function, can cause kidney stones. So we wanna cook away those oxalates. I just talked to the farmer, Joe Jr., and these are the first tomatoes of the season. I like tomatoes because they're a good source of vitamin C. And then if you cook them down, it increases the antioxidant called lycopene, which is excellent for also immune system support, but heart health. And then we have thyme, which is my favorite herb. I always say I have time for thyme. Oh my God, so powerful. There's so much to say about this, but I'll probably save it for a video in itself. Green apples are great. I mean, they contain malic acid that's going to help support the gallbladder, to help cleanse the liver, detoxify the body. And last but not least, kale. Oh my God, leafy greens, again, for hormone balance, liver detoxification. We want that dark leafy green. We want that chlorophyll to give us the vitamins and minerals and nutrients that our body needs. Across the vitamins, across the minerals, it's going to help protect our bones, keep us strong, keep us healthy, and support that immune system. So these are fresh from the farmer's market, anti-inflammatory foods that keep me healthy and strong. And if you haven't checked out your local farmer's market, I recommend that you do, so that you can get fresh seasonal food. You get to have a conversation with the farmers to understand where the food came from, how they grew the food, and when you buy it fresh, it's more potent. So it has a more concentrated source of vitamins and minerals. And that's what we want, to stay healthy, right? To reclaim our health, to take control of our health, and to feel good in our bodies. All right, let me show you how I turned this beautiful spread of produce into these 5 nourishing dishes, starting with roasted chickpea beet bowl. We'll start out with these beautiful golden beets straight from the farmer's market. I love beets because they're rich in antioxidants and support liver detoxification and blood flow, which is essential for healing and energy. I chop them into wedges, mix them with red beets, and spice them with garlic powder, harissa, salt, pepper, and olive oil to give them a smoky, spicy, and earthy flavor. And these beautiful greens, the beet greens, please don't toss them. They are completely edible and delicious. These leafy tops are rich in folate, magnesium, and fiber. We're going to chop them up finely, add these beautiful garlic flowers, also known as garlic scapes. And then we're gonna add in some garlic too, because we love garlic over here. Sulfur is so good for so many things for the body, especially supporting the liver, detoxifying excess hormones. We want that. And to help the immune system, we're going to chop up some zucchini, hydrating and easy on the gut. And then we're going to spice this up very gently with some garlic powder, olive oil, salt and pepper. And we have these baby potatoes in the cabinet, so we thought we would roast these up. Good source of potassium, resistant starch that helps feed good gut bacteria. We simply spiced it up with olive oil, salt, pepper, lemon juice. Now we're adding chickpeas. I prepped these the night before by soaking the chickpeas and pressure cooking them. 1 cup dry yields about 4 cooked cups. 2 cans if you're using store-bought. Chickpeas are high in protein, iron, and soluble fiber. I toss them up with gentle spices and anti-inflammatory spices like turmeric, smoked paprika, garlic, salt, pepper, and some olive oil. We roasted all of the vegetables on cast iron pans, glass pans, sustainable cookware to make sure that we're protecting our endocrine system. And we roasted everything on 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 35 to 40 minutes. Now let's make our cilantro tahini dressing that's going to tie this dish all together. We love cilantro because it's detoxifying, tahini for healthy fats, and then we're going to add beautiful spices like garlic scapes, lemon juice, salt, pepper, olive oil, a little bit of honey for balance, aquafaba, the chickpea juice, and a spoonful of homemade fire cider, which is an herbal supporting vinegar tonic that I make every year to keep my immune system at bay. We blended it until it was creamy and tangy and bright. The supermarket could never. Do you make your own dressing? I'm asking for a friend. Now we're going to cook these beet greens with some olive oil, the garlic scapes, a little bit of lemon to brighten the flavor, some salt and pepper. And we want to cook away the oxalates, right? We want to make it easier on the digestion and avoid kidney stones, thyroid issues, right? Because that's an anti-nutrient. And we want to increase the nutrient absorption. So this simple side supports iron absorption and adds a bitter note to stimulate digestion. You know what they say, the bitter the better. What's your relationship with bitters? Now it's time to assemble this beautiful rainbow color of a dish. The different colors are going to tell you you're going to get an array of vitamins and minerals to nourish the body deeply. And then we're also adding our homemade purple sauerkraut, which is crunchy, probiotic rich, and slightly tangy. We're drizzling our homemade tahini dressing with cilantro. And then we are intentionally putting this dish together because we know it's going to regulate our digestion, reduce bloating, and support a healthy immune system. It's all about the intention.
Oh my God, too much flavor. Okay, big greens.
Next up is a Swiss chard mushroom and tofu rice bowl. This is a quick one-pan meal that's rich in minerals, plant protein, and has an umami flavor. We start out with cooking the brown rice. It offers fiber and B vitamins. I just use 1 cup of rice with 1.5 cups of water. Bring to a boil, reduce to a simmer, cover for 30 minutes. Turns out perfectly every time. While that cooks, I chop onions, set that aside, and then our Swiss chard. This is a mineral powerhouse. Swiss chard is rich in magnesium, potassium, and chlorophyll, which is great for blood sugar balance and overall gut motility. I chop both the stems and the leaves, so don't toss them. You could just cook them first. And I also prep the mushrooms here. I'm using a mix of portobello and oyster. Mushrooms are immune supportive, rich in beta-glucans that feed the gut lining. I love their meaty texture and they pair so well with garlic and ginger. Do you love garlic? What's your relationship with garlic? What about ginger? For me, ginger is so supportive for gut health because it helps with motility, for example. So I just put it in where I can. And while our rice is done, here is everything. Mise en place. We are prepared. So we're going to start our cooking by adding some sesame seed oil to a cast iron wok, along with the onions and the mushrooms, the garlic and the ginger. Give it a nice stir. And this is where you bring that intentionality to your dish to say, this is going to be good. Yes, it is. We got our Chinese 5-spice seasoning that we added. We added the chopped Swiss chard, and then we add a little bit of tamari sauce, which is gluten-free soy sauce essentially. And we're bringing all the flavors together. And then I added a little bit of vegetable stock here. I added some tofu and just crumbled it up because we want our plant protein here to help give us those strong muscles. And it also contains phytoestrogen, which is going to help balance estrogen in the body. So our mushroom, Swiss chard, tofu rice bowl is ready just like that. It's a very simple dish. Are you a mushroom lover? What about Swiss chard? Anyway, this looks good, right? This next one is a guilt-free treat. Sweet, tart, creamy, and incredibly healing. Apricots.
Just eat them like that, yeah. Oh, wow. Thank you. Very good.
Apricots are high in beta-carotene, vitamin C, and fiber, all important for skin health, immune support, and digestion. I chopped about 2 cups of fresh apricot from the market and squeezed a whole lemon for brightness and a little bit of vitamin C boost. To help this apricot jam thicken naturally, we're going to add chia seeds, and to also give it a nutrient boost, chia seeds are full of omega-3, fiber, and plant-based protein. And then we're going to add everything to a pot, a little bit of water, the lemon, and then we're going to add some spices like vanilla bean, cinnamon that helps regulate the blood sugar, and then we're going to give it a nice stir. Add in the chia seeds. This is where you want it to simmer for a bit, thicken up, add more water as you need to, and then to sweeten it gently, we're going to add some honey. Antimicrobial honey. I mean, I live for honey. What about you, honey? Do you enjoy honey? And then we're just going to let it simmer for about 10 or 15 minutes. And it's pretty much done at this point. We're going to spoon this apricot chia jam into a 16-ounce mason jar and let it cool. I like to layer this jam over homemade coconut yogurt. This yogurt is full of probiotics that support gut lining integrity and reduce inflammation. I'll share that recipe if you're interested in making your homemade, thick Greek-style-like yogurt that is going to support your gut health. This apricot chia jam yogurt bowl is layered, y'all, with texture and nutrients, antioxidants, minerals, healthy fats, and this is honestly a celebration of summer. This next dish is inspired by a traditional Belizean recipe called black soup, which gets its name from a chard seasoning base that deepens the flavor and color of the broth. To To make this black bean black soup, I started out with heating olive oil into a pot and then adding in chopped onions, carrots, and tomatoes, the trifecta for building flavor and supporting digestion. And then to season, I added a blend of Mexican oregano, which I actually harvested from my windowsill, thyme, and a house spice of cumin, smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper. And then the star is the black Belizean ricotta seasoning, which is traditionally made with charred tortillas, garlic, and spices. It adds a smokiness, a depth of flavor, and it's so good. I hope you can try it. And next I added baby potatoes for potassium and slow digesting carbs. And then I stirred in a cup of black beans that I soaked and pressure cooked. Beans are rich in fiber, iron, plant-based protein, and especially supportive for blood sugar regulation and that gut microbiome. I added the rest of the aquafaba, which is a chickpea cooking liquid, and then I crumbled up some tofu here for extra protein, and then we let it simmer. Now the kale. It's a cruciferous green rich with vitamin C, K, and antioxidants. I love to saute my kale with olive oil, garlic, lemon juice, just until it's a little bit wilted, a little bit of crispy. It adds a slight bitter contrast that supports bile flow and digestion. Listen, we need to eat more greens. And I'm telling this to myself because I want to make sure that I keep us accountable for getting that chlorophyll, those vitamins that are just going to help regulate our bodies. And just like that, we have black bean, black soup. My in-laws would be proud. To round these beautiful dishes out, we made a bright, refreshing juice made with yellow zucchini, green apple, fresh parsley, and lime. Para uga, ¿cómo se dice? Manzanas? Okay, y kale? Igual kale. Oh, igual kale. Okay. Para jugo.
Not yet.
Vamos a hacer 24 a 70.
24.70. Okay. So 25.
¿Con tarjeta o con dinero?
Tarjeta. Oh, in Kindle. Zucchini is a surprisingly powerful veggie when juiced. It's gentle on digestion, helps with water balance due to its high potassium content, and has anti-inflammatory properties. Apples add a natural sweetness and provides pectin, that type of fiber that feeds your good gut bacteria, and lime gives it a citrusy lift, enhances liver function, while parsley is rich in chlorophyll and supports kidney detoxification. We only had to give the produce a rough chop because this Nama juicer, it's hands down one of the best tools that I've invested in for my health. It really extracts the nutrients, and just like that, we have a beautiful green juice. Would you try this zucchini apple juice? It is delicious. And just like that, 5 seasonal and nourishing dishes from one farmer's market haul. This isn't just food, it's medicine, joy, and power on a plate. Which one are you trying first? See you in the next video, Glow Getters.